So about a week or so ago, I went to Manchester and it was the Ryan Terry British Championship Gymshark sponsored classic. Something like that. I don't know. I don't really attend bodybuilding shows. A friend of mine said, look, I've got tickets. Let's go down. Let's go see what the situation is. I've not been to a bodybuilding show in so long, and I'm not going to mention how good the standard was. I don't really rate it. I'm not here to slay anybody, but I didn't think the standard was all that, in all fairness. Anyway, Phil Heath was there, Kai Green was there, and I'm not really into bodybuilding as much as I used to be. I didn't do any meet and greet. I wasn't bothered about meeting those guys. Phil Heath literally walked past me. That's, it is what it is. For those people who are into that kind of stuff, great. Bodybuilding's great. A couple of things I noticed. There was a massive queue for somebody called David Lade. I need to still YouTube him and see who the guy is. It's amazing how the industry's changed. But anyway, let's get to the point. The point is blood work. We was walking around and we came across this young lady who said, you guys want your blood work done? We were like, yeah, go ahead, let's do it. So she said, okay, sit down, let's do the blood work. The price was reasonable. I wouldn't say it was cheap. It wasn't expensive. It was an extortion. It was a very reasonable price. I'm not going to hear, like I said, bro, I ain't promoting no company out there. Unless I ain't getting paid, I ain't promoting no company. There's many companies out there. Let me tell you something about the companies first. If you are giving them the blood intravenous, or they're taking the blood from the intravenous, they all ultimately send it to the same lab to get tested. How they then give you the results, that's up to them. But ultimately, it all goes to the same lab. So I'm not going to say it doesn't matter. I'm just going to say that I'm not affiliated with anybody. So F them. Anyway, I paid, sat down. Actually, my friend went first. Let me tell you exactly what happened. My friend went first. He sat down and... let me just tell you a little bit of a backstory first and foremost. The show started at 9 a.m. We got there at like 10. He lives in London. I live in Sheffield. The show was in Manchester. He drove up the night before, stayed in the hotel in Manchester. I drove from Sheffield on my own, got there, met him, and we thought, let's just go straight to the show. We're not that hungry, and as you guys know, if I'm not training, I don't really enjoy breakfast. I miss breakfast. I don't need to have food in the morning as fuel. Went to the venue, sat down for about an hour, watched a bit of bodybuilding, and then went to walking around. So it's around about 11 o'clock now. Got there, he sat down, she put the needle in his arm and said, there's nothing coming out. Now, obviously, there's blood inside his system, but he just wasn't hydrated enough. There was not enough blood coming out. So she says, let me try the other arm. Tried the other arm, same again. No blood was coming out. It just was not gushing out in order for her to fill it up. Now, let me just quickly tell you a story within a story. When you're in Thailand, what they do is they actually use the normal needle that you use like to inject steroids. Well, what people use intramuscular to inject. They'll use that to take the blood out and they'll use that bit and then they'll draw the blood into the chamber. That's just the way they do it. Don't know how good that is or which one's better. Anyway, point is, in the UK, they just put the needle in and if it doesn't squirt out, it doesn't squirt out. They try the other arm. If it doesn't work, you've got to come back. So in this instance, these guys were there all day. She said, okay, go away, drink about a litre of water. We'll see you in an hour. And so that's what he did. He went away and drank some water. So I was next up, sat down. She saw my veins as I took my jacket off. And as soon as she saw my veins, she was like, wow, we know we're going to get some blood from this, whether you're dehydrated or not. Sat down, and yes, she was right. Straight in, blood squirted in, the veins, it was there. So... we both enjoyed the show, whatever it was, the next day. Very next day, got my results. My friend gets his results as well. He rings me up immediately, says, have you got your results? I said, yeah, I've got my results. He says, what are they? I said, I don't really know, but I'm going to guess my testosterone is going to be around 40. Because I'm taking 125 milligrams of testosterone, I'm taking 25 milligrams of providin. I have been on this stack for as long as I can remember. And the last time I did my blood work wasn't too long ago when I remember my test was around about 40 nanomole per deciliter. I think that's the reading. Anyway, in the UK, my test was 40. If you guys are in the UK watching this, you'll know what I'm talking about. The American measurement, I don't know. I think it's 600 or something like that. But don't quote me. I can't remember what it is. It's American. Who cares? So my test was around 40. I said, let me check. I opened the email, and guess what my test was? My test was 35. Exactly where I thought it would be. My estrogen was 70, exactly where I knew it would be. 0 anti-estrogens, no Novodex, no tamoxifen, no anastrozole, no letrozole, nothing. I diet the right way, I take the right amount, therefore I don't get any estrogenic side effects. That's me. Now my friend, who was taking, what did he say? He was taking 3 shots of testosterone and 2 shots of something else. All in all, he was on around 1.5 grams of steroids, 1,500 milligrams of steroids. So comparing to me, he's on 10 times the amount. Now, don't, for you guys out there, think that if my test is 35, his is going to be 350 because he's on 10 times the amount. It doesn't work like that. Everybody metabolizes testosterone a little bit different. But his testosterone should have at least been higher than 15. Yes. His testosterone was 15. That's it, 15. Mine was double his. And this guy was on 10 times more gear than me. I know that sounds like a lot, but you guys thinking his makes a massive juice head. No, it's just that I don't take a lot of gear. That's the reality. Anyway, point is, why is his testosterone so low if he's taken so much? Now, if his body wasn't metabolizing this testosterone optimally, then it still wouldn't be that low. The reason why it's that low is simply put, the steroids were fake. He wasn't taking pharma-grade testosterone like me. He was taking some other lab that he'd found in London. I'm not going to mention the lab. The reason for that is I don't give a shit. Go and do the research yourself. There is many fake steroids out there. Many fake steroids. And you know what? I said this in a video before, and I'm going to eat my own words. I said in a video that testosterone is the least most faked steroid. Like, if there's going to be a steroid you're going to fake, it ain't going to be test either. Guess what? I just ate my own words, bro. I ate my own words. Yes, I was wrong. I was wrong. Now, I might not be wrong about the fact that it being the least most fake steroid. The least most? Did that make sense? The least fake steroid. But there are fakes out there. Even in the UK, currently, 2023, we're in October right now. This was last week. There's fake steroids in the UK, in London. Not just in London, probably all over the UK. Maybe all over the world. Of course there is steroids fake all over the world. This is why it brings me round to this video. Get your blood work done. How often should you get your blood work done? For someone like me, every 4 to 6 weeks. Why? Because I like to know what's going on. I like to experiment with myself. Like I mentioned in the video, I'm starting MK677 right now. I want to know exactly what goes on with my bloods. I will be starting Anavar soon. I want to know exactly what goes on with my bloods. Every single thing I do when I change any variable, I want to know exactly what goes on with my bloods. At the minute, I'm doing a very high dosage of omega-3s. I'm doing, it's a burp there, I'm doing 10,000 milligrams of omega-3 right now. I'll tell you that why in another video. I want to know what goes on with my bloods. And when I do eventually share the reason why, you can see the blood work side by side. So I encourage every single person who watches this video to get your bloods done. Whether you're starting TRT, whether you're on TRT, or whether you're about to come off TRT, it doesn't matter. Get your blood work done. Save your own life. And the other take-home message from this video is this, that I get blood work sent to me at least 2 to 3 times a day from random people and my clients as well. So I see at least 100 different blood readings every single month. And I've also seen that people who do my TRT protocol, who follow exactly the same protocol as me, and actually have the same supplier as me, and actually have exactly the same pharmaceutical steroid testosterone that I take, the same pharmaceutical Proviron that I take, every single thing is exactly the same. Their testosterone reading will be different. Why? Because everybody metabolizes it different. Which is why, another reason, calories aren't calories, they're garbage. But look, we're not talking about calories right now. Even your blood operates at a different level. Every single person's body operates and metabolizes things differently. We're taking things differently. If you take some medication, the medication might work on you quicker than it does somebody else. Someone might be ill, they might recover quicker. Their immune system might work more optimally. There's so much shit to consider when you're taking TRT. It's not just TRT. But the take-home message from this is, please, if you haven't, get your bloods done. If you've got any underlying issue, they are going to come to light. You'd rather be safe than sorry. And I know some of you put it away. I know some of you are a lot on steroids. I know some of you guys are on heavy doses of gear and thinking, I'm all right, mate. This is the common one that I get. Mate, my diet's all right, my training's all right, and my estrogen's high. Your diet and your training is the reason your estrogen is high. You don't even know that. Most people think that just because I'm taking a bit of gear, my estrogen's high. Look at your diet. Look at your training. Look how much cardio you're doing. Look how much sleep you're getting. Those are the main things for estrogen, not testosterone. Yes, does testosterone play a part? Absolutely. But why is it me and my clients can keep our estrogen down? If you follow my protocol and do it the way I do it, you can keep your estrogen down with the diet, with the cardio. And how do we know your estrogen's high? There's nothing that tells us automatically, like you can look at yourself and think, this guy's estrogen's high. No, we need to know. We need to check our blood pressure. We need to check our blood. Always get blood work done at a very minimum, I would say every 3 months, which means in 1 year, you should be getting 4 different blood reports. Are you guys doing that? Are you that serious about getting your health in check? I don't know. Maybe you need to start making a change. Get some blood work done. If I did have a company, guys, that I was affiliated with, I would be sharing it with you. But unfortunately, I'm not. So please, here's the ways. Go to your local GP, pester them. Say that you want to get your blood work done. That's one free way of getting your blood work done. Secondly, go private. If you can afford it, just go private. It's very easy. Book in, get your blood work done. It's done with. Check your results. Now, if you don't know how to read blood work, hire a professional. Link is in the description, guys. Book a call with me. It's free to book a call with me. Let's talk about your blood work. Let's see what the next step is after that. Link is in the description for that. Also, if you want to get hold of me, follow me on Instagram. Get me on Fadi Hussein on Facebook. Hopefully this gave you some value. Comment down below, when was the last time you got your blood work? Like and please subscribe.